Welcome to the part 5 of the chapter Life and its Diversity. In my previous video, I completed till the topic of taxonomic hierarchy, which is also known as linear hierarchy, and it is I have already discussed about it. Just to give a small recap, it is a systematic framework of classification in which taxonomic groups are arranged in a definite order from higher to lower categories. Okay, and the obligate categories or the categories that were proposed by Linnaeus are kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus and species. We have also discussed the hierarchy of mango and man, and I've told you to learn those hierarchy by heart and also to learn the scientific names of a few other organisms. Okay, today we will start with the topic of binomial nomenclature. Now, what is binomial nomenclature? It is a scientific method of giving scientific names to every species, to every organism. Okay, and this nomenclature means, we already know that nomenclature means naming, and this naming process follows certain rules which are international. That means all over the world, scientists follow these particular rules only to give names to a particular species. Okay, this was first proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Again, Linnaeus is the one who proposed this whole idea of binomial nomenclature, and the name that he gave is known as binomial system of nomenclature, which now in short we call as binomial nomenclature. What is this binomial nomenclature all about? Here the word bi means two, right? So binomial means two names. Nomial means names. Two names should be there for, means in the scientific name of each species there should be two words or two names. Okay, so according to this system, each organism, whether plant or animal, bears two names. The first is the generic name. First one is the generic name, or we can call it as genus, and the second one is the specific name. We can also call it as species. Okay, genus and species. For example, we already know the scientific name of man is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. So this one is the genus and this one is the species. Genus or generic name, species or specific name. Okay. All the rules of this binomial nomenclature are recognized in three books. Three books are there which recognize all the rules, and these rules, as I said, are international. So the names of the books are important: Philosophia Botanica, Species Plantarum and Systema Naturae. So these three books are there which recognizes all the rules of binomial nomenclature. That means the rules of naming an organism. Okay, now we will discuss in details. Means this is not the only rule that this is the generic name and specific name. There are many rules, and we will discuss those rules in details now. And as I said that this topic is extremely important for exam also. Okay, so the first rule, before starting with the rules, let me tell you that there are a few codes: ICBN and ICZN, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. That means this code helps in the naming of plants, and this is the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. This code helps in the naming of animals. Okay, so these codes are followed for any nomenclature. Okay, now starting with the rules of binomial nomenclature. This is a very important question for exam. The first rule, we know this, we have already discussed this, that it should have two words. genus and species. Okay, each scientific name should have two words, genus and species. Next rule is the generic name or the genus, the name should be written first, and the first letter of this genus should be in capital. Like Homo is the genus name, is the generic name of the scientific name of man, and it is written first. Homo sapiens, Homo comes first, and the first letter is in capital. Next, specific name. The specific name should come after the generic name, that is, it should come second, and it should begin with a small letter, that is Homo sapiens. Sapiens is a specific name or the species name, and it comes after the generic name, that is Homo sapiens. It comes first and it comes second, and the first letter should always start with small letter. Here the first letter starts with capital letter, but in specific name, which comes second, the first letter should always start with small letter. Okay, the next rule is very, very important. If you don't follow this rule, you will lose marks even for other answers also. Okay, so this rule, you will have to remember all these rules throughout. This rule number 4 is underlining. Why do we have to underline the scientific names? Because while the scientific names are in print form or in our book, we see that those scientific names are italicized or written in italics. Okay, but while we are writing them, we cannot apply that italics form while we are writing them. So what we can do is we can underline them separately. Okay, Homo sapiens, generic name, specific name, underline. We underline them separately. We are not underlining them together. Okay, but while they are in a print form, they should be italicized. They will not be underlined anymore in print form. They should be italicized, that is, they will be a bit bent. Okay, you all know what is italics. Okay, this rule is not written in your book. Just add it in the rules, that while writing the scientific name, the two names should be underlined separately while writing, and they should be italicized while in print form. Add this point. Okay, next point, Latin. So all the scientific names are either derived from Latin language, or even if they are not derived from Latin language, they will be Latinized. Okay, suppose India means the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. So mango is ideally or generally found in India. So from India, to make it Latinize, India has been transformed into indica. Okay, next, no two plants or animals should have the same name. Means species with same name. Okay, so that is Homo sapiens is the scientific name of man, and Panthera tigris is the scientific name of tiger. Panthera leo is the scientific name of lion. So like this, every species, be it plant or animal, they all have their unique scientific names, so that it is easier to identify them. Okay, next and the last one is that, last rule is that the name of the author who first described the name of the species, the scientific name of the species, should be added at the end in abbreviation form. Okay, for example, mango, the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. At the end, let me rub this. So this is the scientific name of mango. At the end, LINN dot is added, which means is an abbreviated form of Linnaeus, LINN dot, which means Linnaeus was the one who gave this scientific name of mango. Okay, so this is also another rule for binomial nomenclature. So all these rules I have discussed here, along with the one that underlining the names separately, which is not in your book, just add it because it is a very, very important rule. All these are very, very important rules, and the total topic, that the rules of binomial nomenclature, the names of the books, all these are very important. And we will move on with the next topic of this chapter, that is 5 kingdoms of life, in the next video. Okay, thank you.